Assalamu alaikum and good morning, students. I hope all of you are doing well. As your midterm dates has been announced, tentative test maybe it can be 19th of October. So today onwards, we will start the revision for the midterm exam. The syllabus for the midterm is life processes and heredity. So in today's class, I am going to explain you that is life processes. What are life processes? The processes which are necessary for survival of any organism means those processes without that an organism can die. So life processes are the processes which are necessary for survival of an organism. In this topic, we will study about the four main life processes, that is nutrition, respiration, transportation, and excretion. First, what is nutrition? Nutrition means the intake of food. What is nutrition? The intake of food to get energy. Okay. The process of intake of food and utilization by the body is called nutrition. On the basis of how they are getting obtaining their food, there are two type of nutrition: autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. The first one is autotrophic nutrition. What is autotrophic nutrition? It is a type of nutrition in which an organism prepare their food by on. A type of nutrition in which organisms prepare their food by on. Okay, and by utilizing the inorganic substances, by which process they are preparing their food. That is the photosynthesis. All the green plants are doing the autotrophic nutrition. Okay. Now, by which process is necessary for autotrophic nutrition? That is photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is a process in which the organism utilize the inorganic substances from the atmosphere and prepare the organic substance. Okay. Here you can see the equation for the photosynthesis. As this photosynthesis take place in the green plants, for which the necessary things are, that is chlorophyll and presence of light. So in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, the green plants take the carbon dioxide from atmosphere and water and prepare the glucose C6H12O6. This is glucose, and release the oxygen. So the main product of the photosynthesis is oxygen and glucose. This glucose is stored in the green plant in the form of starch. Clear? So autotrophic nutrition, in which the organism prepare their food by on, and by which process they are preparing the food by on, that is photosynthesis. Clear? Now, what is heterotrophic nutrition? Heterotrophic nutrition means the type of nutrition in which organisms depend on other for their nourishment. Here the organisms are not preparing their food by own, they are depending on others. Okay, and we can divide the different type of heterotrophic nutrition, that is saprotrophic, parasitic and holozoic nutrition. Clear? Now, what is saprotrophic nutrition? Students, this is an important question. It is a question coming in CBSE also. Like first thing, what is photosynthesis, and what are the difference between autotrophic and heterotrophic nutrition? Then explain the different type of heterotrophic nutrition. So heterotrophic nutrition are three types here: saprotrophic, the type of nutrition in which organisms depend on the dead and decayed matter, means they are deriving their food from the dead and decayed matter. Examples like fungus, yeast. Yeast is also one single cell fungus. Okay. Then parasitic nutrition. Parasitic nutrition in which organism depend on other organism. They are deriving their food from other, but other means living organism. Getting? What is the main difference? Saprotrophic, they are deriving their food from the dead and decayed matter. And here parasitic, they are deriving their food from the other living organism. Clear? Parasites can be internal parasite or external parasite. Means the parasite which is living on the body of, means outside the body of organism, that is external parasite. Clear? And internal parasite which are living inside the body of an organism. For parasitic nutrition, we can divide the two. The parasites are the organism which are deriving the food from the other organism. They are called parasite. And from which organism they are deriving their food, that is called host. Clear? Now the next, that is holozoic nutrition. What is holozoic nutrition? Holozoic nutrition is a type of nutrition in which organisms take complex food substance, then digest it and then utilize it. Here the one thing is coming, they are taking the food in the form of complex substances and then they are doing the digestion of it. Clear? Examples like in human being, in the amoeba, all these example, all the mammals, they are the examples of holozoic nutrition. They are doing the holozoic nutrition. Now the next, uh, what are the conditions that necessary for photosynthesis? The raw materials for photosynthesis are carbon dioxide, water, chlorophyll, and light. Clear? In the presence of sunlight, chlorophyll is present in the green leaves. Okay, and they are taking the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and water from the soil. They absorb the water from the soil. The green plant prepare their food by on. This is called photosynthesis. Clear? So till now I taught you what is nutrition, what, and it is the two types, autotrophic and heterotrophic. Autotrophic nutrition in which they are preparing their food by on, heterotrophic in which they are depending on other organism. At, autotrophic nutrition, the process by which they are preparing their food, that is called photosynthesis, and the necessary raw materials for photosynthesis is carbon dioxide, water, chlorophyll and light. Clear? Heterotrophic nutrition is of different types: saprotrophic, parasitic and holozoic. In parasitic nutrition, there are the two organisms, parasites and host. In a holozoic nutrition, the examples are like in amoeba and nutrition in human being. Now, holozoic nutrition can be divided in another steps. The first step is that is called ingestion. Ingestion means in ingestion in which the organism take the food, taking the food inside the body, that is called ingestion. Then digestion means conversion of the complex food substance into the simple substance, that is called digestion. Then one or more is coming, that is absorption. The digested food is absorbed by the organism. Then assimilation, this simple substance again reaching to the cell and convert into the complex substance which is required by the body. And egestion means the getting the rid out of the body. The waste material is thrown out of the body, that is called egestion. Means undigested food is thrown out of the body. Clear? So these are the substeps of the nutrition in amoeba. Amoeba is a single cell organism. Clear, students? Now nutrition in human being. as human is also doing the holozoic type of nutrition. So in their body also these all substeps means ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and digestion take place. In human being for nutrition process there is a special canal is present that is called alimentary canal. An alimentary canal is associated with the certain specific glands that is called digestive glands. Means in human there is a specific digestive system is present which is involved in the digestion of the complex food substance. Okay, alimentary canal is a long tract. It's a and in which our specific movement is going on by which the food is moving inside the alimentary canal, and that movement is called the contraction and relaxation of this canal. It is called peristalsis movement. Now the main parts of alimentary canal, that is mouth, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine and large intestine. Mouth or buccal cavity. In this part of the alimentary canal, the complex food substance it is convert into the small particles. Means the big particles of food the convert into the small particles. Okay, by the help of the teeth. Clear? And there is a tongue is present in the buccal cavity or in the mouth. This tongue is doing the dual function. Two function the tongue is doing. The first function, it tells about the taste of the food. Second thing, on the there is salivary glands. Specific glands are present which release the saliva. So the tongue helps the mix the saliva with the food and make the food softer. So it can be easily swallowed by our body. Clear? Then pharynx. Pharynx is a small passage through it. Then it is going to the esophagus. Esophagus means the food pipe. Okay. And uh, in esophagus, there is no digestion of the food take place. In mouth, the digestion of the one food nutrient take place, that is the starch. Here, starch convert into the complex sugar. Clear? Then it is coming stomach. Stomach is a larger organ, and in this it release the wall of stomach release the three main juices. The first one is that is HCl. HCl uh, kills the germs and make the medium acidic. Okay, in this medium the enzyme pepsin which is released by the stomach wall, enzyme pepsin is working in the medium acidic. It digests the protein, and then the mucus is present. This mucus protect the wall of stomach from the acids. Okay, then it is coming small intestine. It is a longer tract, 4 to 5 meter long tract, and the complete digestion of food take place in the small intestine. The last part is there, that is the large intestine. Last part it is large intestine, and then the rectum is there. Okay, in large intestine there is no digestion take place because already digestion complete in the small intestine. In large intestine what happen, from that food if the extra water is there it is absorbed by the large intestine. Clear? Then the digestive glands. The main glands are salivary glands which is present in buccal cavity, gastric glands, liver and pancreas. These are the main digestive glands. Now the first salivary glands. Salivary glands release the saliva. Salivary gland secrete the saliva which contains the enzyme amylase. This amylase convert the starch into complex sugar. Clear? Then gastric glands releasing the gastric juices which contains the enzymes pepsin which digest the protein, and then the lipase which digests the uh, fat, and then the HCl which kills the germs, liver that is secreting liver is the largest gland, and it secretes the bile juice. Bile is converting the, as the fat is a complex food nutrient, okay, and it is having the large globules of the fat. So this bile acts on the fat globules and convert the large fat globules into the small fat globules on which the enzyme can work. So the conversion of the large fat globules into the small uh, globules, okay, this process is called, means the breakdown of the fat by the bile. This process is called emulsification. Then the last, pancreas releasing the pancreatic juices, in which a trypsin is also present, and trypsin also digests the protein. So students, in this way I have almost recall all the complete nutrition, and below this video I will join the link for the nutrition video also. The previous video what I have uploaded related to this topic. So one time you can watch it also. In that all the diagrams and everything is there. And then as well as you have to read the text part also. Text, go for the NCERT text reading. Because in NCERT, CBSE can ask a question from anywhere. So instead of referring a reference book this time, better one time first you have to read the textbook. If it is a normal school, I always make you to go through the text reading. But then also you read the text, then go for this revision. Yes, so easily you will understand the concept. Okay, students, have a nice day ahead.